Like I said, I was ready for whatever, the league had to give to me. So, I'm just going to keep going through camp, work through it, and then whenever I'm back, I'm going to ball out.
In a strange way, is it a relief, right, to finally get it down that you know what's going to happen, you can get it down, you can be with the team after the first game and then at least practice with them. So is it a relief for you that you kind of know and you can move on?
Yeah, it's all behind me right now. So, I'm just going to keep going through camp, keep working, and then, whenever the team bring me back, I'm going to be ready.
Well, KO was saying that you can come back after that first game, you can at least practice with them and being around them for the last two. That's what he was saying. So that's a little more helpful for you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's even better. Yeah, that's even better.
Is the preseason and these joint practices even more valuable for you since you won't play the first 3 games?
Even if this situation didn't come to preseason and the joint practices will still be valuable. So, I'm going to attack it how I would have if this wasn't the incident. But, yeah, it's all good.
What have you learned throughout this whole process?
It's all behind me right now. I learned a lot, but, that's just for me. But, I'm ready just to focus on ball now. So that's what it is.
Do you have any plans to appeal the suspension, or you plan to just let it go as it is?
Nah, I'm going to just let it go as it is, put it behind me, keep coming out here with my teammates, and just keep working.
Last couple.
What about your relationship?
Jordan, what have you seen from some of the guys behind you that make you confident that this wide receiver group can carry on without you?
We all got a friendly competition going on in there, So it's a lot of talent out there. We got a lot of great receivers in our room. So I feel like me, even being out, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be just fine.
How's your relationship with JJ kind of come along? He was saying that he really loves all the receivers, but you two seem to really connect out there.
We just do our job when we out there. We got a lot of good work in this past off season, and we just we make plays when it's our time.
Thanks, guys.
It's great to see everyone again. I believe we've had a very encouraging, camp so far. We're still stacking days and, continuing to grow and improve and build this chemistry that we have for this team this year. Can't wait to get out there and play some real football this weekend. And, we're all really excited, but we're taking it day by day and just trying to capitalize on all the opportunities to grow. Really, all of them. I mean, all those guys, they've been here working from day one, and, just being able to get these extra reps in with them has been huge. And, I trust every single one of those guys, and I trust KO and Coach McCardell to make the right decision. Who's that next guy up? Say that one more time. Oh, I was fired up. Yeah, I just obviously last year, it was the last time I played football for that year, and just to be out there with the guys again and see those live bullets before Monday night, it's extremely huge, and yeah, just absolutely fired up for it out. The biggest priorities I would say is, just the overall, choreography of the offense, and making those right decisions and being able to function as one unit, one heartbeat, and be all on the same page, execute, and just follow on our football philosophy and have it come to life. I will take a moment, and I'll take this moment to, thank the athletic training staff, thank my coaches, thank, all my teammates. Everyone throughout that journey has just been amazing, and I think it did a lot more good for me than bad, and just being out there again is going to be really special, and I can't wait to go do it. The ranking, it's high up there, because it's live bullets. And, feeling the rush and feeling a couple hits and bouncing back and having to make those smart decisions after those hits. And, I just feel like the crowd noise, even though it's at home, it's still loud in there. All the different little things that you have to, kind of adapt to as an offense. And, it's our first little test run. So we're extremely excited for it, and it's definitely high up on my rankings. I believe I just grew in the offense, more and more, each rep. There's so many new plays that we install. So just being able to get those experiences down and how that throw felt, how that route concept felt versus that coverage, all the little things that just keep, banking into that subconscious mind and being able to react and, play as fast as possible when it comes to the real test. I feel like I've improved, but, I'm definitely not there yet. Obviously, it's, work in progress every single week and every single day. Your body's going to feel a little bit different. Your arm's going to be a little bit more sore. So just adapting and always trying to find that sweet spot is something that I would continue to work on. I'm very excited to play against another defense. Coach D'Amico, he's going to have some great game plans for us, and, there's going to be players firing off, and I respect the heck out of that defense, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a good test for us.
It was probably banged up JJ on Monday night, but how much do you expect to run as well? Like, in the drills, you took off like 3 to 4 times, and it looked like that was key. But just as far as your legs go, as far as where they stand, how comfortable are you as things start to break down with taking off, trying to get 5 to 10 minutes?
Extremely comfortable. I almost wish you didn't ask that because I like to keep that on the low. But, I think that's a huge part of my game. And, it's a weapon in this league, and you kind of have to have it as a quarterback with these edge rushers and the different pressure looks and stuff like that. You got to be able to, help KO out if, a play call isn't a certain way versus a certain look. So I feel like, that's a huge part of my game and definitely see it in the future. You never wanted to speed up your thought process and, going through your progressions and all that. Obviously, you get a cover 2-man look. You're kind of thinking of it in the back of your head, but you never want to speed things up. And I feel like, it just is a time and place really for me when I put a shoulder down or when I slide, and it's a lot more times where I'll be sliding. But, it's just, adapting with the game, adapting with, how the rush lanes are happening and how contained they are. But it's definitely a huge part of my game that I would definitely utilize. A big thing that I've been kind of working on this off season is just making sure, my head stays steady and, not kind of lean in this way, generating force with my head and my front arm. So just making everything in sequence and balance, that's probably the biggest thing.
Go back to the Saturday practice. What's going through your mind when Aaron takes that second hit and you're the first guy to come to his defense? You don't see QBs do that at times. What's your mentality in the thought process?
Those are my brothers, and no matter who it is, especially 3-3, I'm the first guy in the fight, no matter what. And, they know that. I know they would do the same thing for me. So just as a QB and, former hockey player, used to be the enforcer out there, believe it or not. But, I love that stuff, just letting the teammates know I got their back because I know they got mine. It's extremely huge because, there's a lot of run criteria cans that we have, versus different looks and be able to go through that operation. Our defense, they hide a lot, they move a lot. So just being able to see somebody else and adapt to that scheme is going to be huge for just, our cadence of things and working on cadence too, especially, in a loud environment that US Bank is, even when it's the offensive side of the ball. But, you got to work those cadence. We got to become, extremely efficient with all the little things pre-snap, like you said. Incredible leader, incredible brother. I mean, just being able to pick his brain about anything, how he ran things in the past, how he saw how Jordan ran this route or, any of the guys. And just his wisdom, real wisdom. He's getting, 26 now. He's got some wisdom now. But it's invaluable. And, I just appreciate his energy and his presence around the guys. Just love that guy and can't wait to get him back out here.
Last couple for JJ. All right.
All good? Appreciate you guys.
Fan growing up?
I was, yeah. Seabrook, Heath, all that.